try this again. He is our guest. He is, like I said, a gentleman and a scholar, and he is more patient than he should be. Cole Escovedo joins us on Shambala Sports Radio. Cole, how you doing tonight?
Not bad, guys. How you doing?
A little discombobulated, clustered. You use your superlative, but we're glad to have you on the show.
Hey, no sweat. I'm glad to be on. So you guys were talking about Cecil Peoples.
Mm-hmm. What are your views on Cecil Peoples?
Man, I've seen Cecil Peoples do some really goofy shit in my day. I've even seen him give a guy a standing 8 count in an MMA fight.
What?
So, yeah, it was years ago out at the Palace. This cat, Poppy Martinez, was fighting, and he got dropped, and Cecil Peoples backs off the guy and gives Poppy a standing 8 count, which wasn't Poppy's fault. But I think like literally the day before, Cecil had just finished reffing a boxing event. So I think he was still on boxing time. So he gives this guy a standing 8 count, and then the guy proceeds to knock his opponent out.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I know.
Now is that not like perfect motive for the fighter that got knocked out to protest that decision? It's just like
oh yeah.
Dude, what just happened
here?
They
did. Yeah, they did. But back then nobody really cared. You know, it was back in the haymaking days when the WEC was still out at the Palace in Lemoore here in California.
Wow, that's.
I know Cecil got like a black belt or something.
I claim Cecil Peoples is a 6th degree at something. I don't know exactly what that something is, but.
So let's actually talk about you. What's your record? Where you fight out of?
Tell us a little bit about the background.
Yeah, do that thing.
You want the small, the snippet bio? Well, I live in Fresno, California. Been living here for pretty much all my life. That's where I fight out of. I got a team here called Victory MMA and Bullpen Muay Thai. My record's currently 16-4. I've got 2 decision losses and 1 TKO and then 1 doctor stoppage. I think my next fight's coming up is July 9th. It's going to be a title defense out at the Palace here in Lemoore at 135 pounds. So I mean that's the shortened round of it, I guess.
What was your base style starting out?
When I started out, it was funny. Speaking of Cecil Peoples, I actually have a black belt in karate when I was like 16. But as far as MMA goes, my base style was always jiu-jitsu. I mean, I've got I think a 70% percentage rate of submissions, all by triangle. So I think that was my solid base when I started, and I've kind of transitioned into the full spectrum of a rounded fighter now.
Talking to Cole Escovedo here on Shambala Sports Radio. Cole, from 2006 to 2009, you had a little bit of a break, a semi-retirement. Why don't you tell us a story about what led to your brief retirement and your return to the sport?
Yeah, everybody keeps calling it a retirement. I wouldn't really call it too much of a retirement. It's more of like a forced layoff, kind of like a paid leave thing. I had the staph infection that was in my spinal cord, and it pretty much paralyzed me from like the waist down. And I had neurosurgeons, everybody pretty much telling me I'll be lucky if I walk again. I'm never going to fight again is pretty much what they told me. They would just be content if I was able to walk, which kind of pissed me off. You know, I didn't really like the fact that people were just kind of saying, oh, right, let's just write them off, you know, and tell them just be happy if you can walk. You know, there was no real motivation from them. The motivation came from like friends and close family and stuff like that. But, yeah, it took a couple years. I think I was spent a couple weeks and up to a couple months with, walking assistants, like walkers and crap like that, until I could actually start carrying myself under my own weight. But, there was a point where I was actually pretty convinced that maybe that was pretty much it. But after a while, man, I got to the point where I could actually start doing stuff again. I was like, forget it. You know, I was good at fighting. I need to go back to it.
Now, do you know how you contracted this infection?
No, I mean, it's such a common thing now, staph, that, I mean, I could get it. You could get it from a shopping cart. You could get it from a door handle. I could have got it from the gym. I could have got it from a warehouse I worked in. I could have got it from anywhere. I mean, there's literally a billion places you can contract staph that you wouldn't even think about. You know, you just grab your shopping cart at your local Food Max, and it could be on the shopping handle. You've got it now. So it's just too widespread now to ever have found out where I got it from, which is unfortunate, but.
The reason why I was asking about how you possibly contracted it is the fact that, I mean, Gabriel Gonzaga, Antonio Rodrigo Noguera, and a bunch of others, it's really, as you said, becoming very common. And I'm wondering, outside of, just the random stuff with the shopping cart and stuff like that, I mean, should there be a requirement of various gyms to essentially disinfect, daily, weekly, if not daily, the workout areas?
Yeah, there should be. The easiest way I kind of describe it to gym owners that have asked me about it or students that have asked me about it is we've got police departments here in my area where I live. I won't name departments, but we have two cities right next to each other. One city is, straight, nice city. You wouldn't mind living in it. It's the kind of town you would want to raise your kids in. But the cops are nice, but they're dicks. They're harsh. They're straightforward. They're aggressive. But it's a real cowboy type, setting. It's the kind of place where you wouldn't mind raising your kids because you can walk down the street at night in this kind of town. It's really safe, and the cops keep it that way. Now there's a town right next to it with a police department where it is just gang infested, drug infested, overrun. I wouldn't walk down the street at night by myself without a gun type city. And the difference between the two cities is one has a police department that is proactive. They're constantly out on the street. They're constantly interacting with the citizens. They're constantly looking, they're out looking for trouble, but in a good way. They're constantly looking for something that's not right. They're constantly looking for somebody that looks out of place. They're looking at people who are like, okay, why are you in this parking lot at 10 o'clock at night? Why are you over here? What are you doing over here? They're constantly proactive, which keeps that city the way it is. It keeps it safe. It keeps it nice and organized. And then you've got the other police department that is what we call reactive. They're constantly answering calls for service. They're constantly going to people's houses. They're constantly doing this. They're always doing something besides preventing stuff. So what I tell gyms is preventive measures are the best way. If you're just cleaning your mats once a week or you're only cleaning it when you think it's dirty, then you're asking for trouble. You need to have a gym where everybody pitches in. The mats get cleaned every day after every class, not every other day whenever you get around to it. And you have to take the mats apart, clean in between. At least once a week you have to take all the mats apart, clean underneath the mats, clean in between the mats and everything, disinfect everything cleanly. But every night everybody, if they have to take turns, they should be cleaning the mats down. I mean, it takes 10 minutes, just take 10 minutes at the end of the night. Wipe the mats down. There's a company called Athletic Body Care. They actually sponsor me. They're one of my main cleansing sponsors. They make products that you can wipe your mats down with, wipe your body down with. So it boils down to proactiveness. I mean, if you got a lazy team and a lazy gym, well, then you're probably going to get sick and you're probably going to get staph and everybody's going to keep complaining and nobody's going to know why. Well, it's because nobody wants to take the time to clean the mats, clean the bags, clean the gear. And then it boils down to personal hygiene. If you go and you train every day but you don't shower, you don't clean your stuff, well, then you're going to catch something and you're going to pass it on to everybody else. So it's a team thing. If the whole team's on board, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you got half the team is on board, the gym owner's not really on board, we're lucky enough that we're in a facility to where we have people that are paid to clean the gym every day. And at the other place, we didn't have that, so we had to clean the mats every day, wipe the bags down every day. You just got to take the time and be committed to keeping the gym clean. You just got to kind of take pride in your gym. Have a little more respect for your team and everything. You wouldn't want to get sick, so make the effort to prevent everybody else from getting sick too. It's got to be a team thing.
Well, Cole, we definitely appreciated the opportunity to get to interview you tonight. You have a good one, and I thank you for your patience, and feel free to join us again sometime.
Yeah, sweet. Whenever, man. I'll jump on you guys as soon as my fight's over if you want and give you guys a first-person perspective on how it went and stuff. But I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You're doing me a favor by giving me exposure to the fans and stuff.
Oh, that'd be ideal. And if you want, go ahead and get my information from Tom, or, you can communicate with Tom. He'll communicate with me, and we'll definitely set it up again.
Yeah, sweet. Works for me, man. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it, Cole. Thank you very much.
No sweat.
Have a good night.